Hi, this is Molly McHugh with Digital Trends and bringing hashtag this to you. And we're going to start off again with my digital wish list. So for this time, what I really want to talk about is Facebook grouping. So if you remember, back in the day, Facebook was just college kids. It was, you know, just people from your class, people you were seeing at school. That was who it was made for and made by, and that's everybody that was on the site. That's obviously not how it is anymore. You've got your entire extended family and probably your boss using Facebook and wanting to be your friend at the same time. So it's a little bit more important to segment your content, to display certain things to some people, not showing everybody everything else. So I really wish that Facebook had better grouping abilities. It would just be a huge relief to be able to share information a little bit better. And so they kind of tried to do this a while ago with their new friend list, that they would automatically create you some groups and you could create your own. And the thing about it is that actually putting people into these groups is such a huge pain. You have to manually type in a name and find them and then dictate what group they go into, or go into the group and do the opposite, manually type in or find each person that you want to place into a specific group. So it's a really big time suck. It just takes a lot of time to do that. You're bound to forget people. And so when you go onto the site and you share content, it's not always going to who you want it to go to, and that's when you get in trouble, and that's when everybody gets upset about Facebook privacy again. So what I would really like to see is something like what Google Plus is doing. I know it's hilarious to tell Facebook to do anything like what Google Plus is doing, but in reality, the one thing they really got right were circles. It was this really interactive and engaging way to put people into certain segments so that you could visually identify where they were, and you got to name all of them yourself. And so when you went to share content, you knew exactly what group was which and you knew who was in it. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who don't know who's exactly in their acquaintance group that Facebook automatically created for them. And unless they want to scroll through the entire thing, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask, and it's a big risk you're taking. And so I think it would be better if they could do this. Another site that has done a really interesting job with privacy is Path. Site is relatively new. It's actually was made by someone who used to work at Facebook, so you know, they share some traits. But it really has been the social network people who are concerned about Facebook privacy have been turning to. And it's kind of one of the reasons people probably are looking at stuff like this is because you can start over. For those of us who have had a Facebook since 2004 or 2005, you have so many friends that you don't even know who's on there anymore. And starting something like Path means that you can start fresh and actually have the people you care about on there. And so it's a really interesting thing for Facebook to try and fight against this new social network just because of their veteran status. But at the same time, if they were able to do something a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother, a little bit more interesting, such as Google Plus circles, I think it would give them a little bit more fighting power, because right now it's just this big, frustrating pain point that every time I post something, I'm not sharing it with who exactly I want to. So I want more control there, and that would be it for my digital wish list this time. Alright, so that's going to be it. I'm Molly McHugh with Digital Trends, and this was hashtag this.